What up, y'all? Welcome to Mindful Reality, the channel that covers reality TV from that big, beautiful mental health perspective that we call life, whatever that means. I'm here. I'm back here in New York. I had my first day back. I had my first day back at work. It was Tuesday. Oh my God, it's Tuesday, man. Time is flying, sir, for ma'am. And, you know, the year is almost out, man. What are we, December, I don't remember, 9? Hold on a second. Yeah, I'm right. Oh my God, we're Tuesday, December 9th. We are Tuesday, December 9th, 2025, you know, and life keeps rolling and moving. I was talking to a couple of people today about, honestly, I'm not trying to like dampen the subject, but truthfully, we just happened to get on the subject of losing parents and specifically losing them to Alzheimer's, which is like one of the most horrible ways to lose anybody. And if you had not experienced that, I hope you never do, genuinely. I genuinely hope you never in life have to go through an experience in life where you look at somebody in the eyes who is like the shell of their body, right? And you're looking at them, you're talking to them, you're like, this is a person that I have gone through memories with this person. Like, hey, I remember when this person, let's say it's a dad like mine. Like, I remember when I told this guy, when this guy asked me to go outside and get him something from the car in the middle of a blizzard, and I was like, I don't want to go outside. And he was like, how dare you tell me no, like I'm your dad. And then my response is like, and then I was just like, so, and he's just like, I did this for you, I did that for you, I put a roof over your head, I helped pay for your school supplies, I did this and I did that. I'm listening to his whole list, and then at the end of the list, I'm like, but you're supposed to do that. You're my dad. Like, that's your job. That's specifically what it was. I said, that's your job. Boy, I wish I hadn't said that the way that this guy whooped my butt. That's your job. But in fairness, like, nowadays, now, if I had a kid and they said that to me, I mean, it is supposed to be your job. But there's a lot of dads who do not do that stuff. Hello, Dandy. Hello, Sora and Mario. There's a lot of dads who are supposed to do their job and they don't. So, telling a dad who is doing his job that he's just doing his due diligence of what he's supposed to do is an insulting thing to say. Am I in a gang? Yeah, gang, gang. Bye. All right. So blocked. Hi, chocolate. Um, but yeah, the whole point of that is like just imagine somebody who you have all these experiences with. So we even as something as small as this YouTube page, if you consider it small, right? You've been talking to me for 2 years, 2 to 3 years, some of you, 2, 3 to 4 years. And imagine if one day you got on here, I'm on here, and you're somebody who I could like when you get on here, I'm like, hey, chocolate, hey, such and such, how are you? How's this going? How are you doing with this? Blah blah blah. And then one day you jump on here, you're like, hey, Mark, how's it going? And I'm like, who are you? I don't recall communicating with you before. I mean, like, that could happen anyways, just because you could be somebody who follows on a regular but doesn't comment. But I'm saying somebody who follows on the regular, comments on the regular, and then one day I'm just like, sir or ma'am, who are you? Now, imagine that person is somebody close to you, like a grandfather, grandmother, a sibling, aunt, uncle, whatever, best friend, and they're talking to you, and you're looking at this look in their eye like they've never seen you or spoken to you before in their life. So that's one of the hardest feelings. I was talking to somebody about that. How I feel about it now, I want to say that some of the sting of the sadness is as not nearly as much as it was before. Like the good parts about my dad and the bad parts about my dad, I remember both, and I can laugh at both. I laugh at the times when he got irrationally mad and like disciplined me way more proportionate to the punishment did not meet the crime. And then I remember other times where he did things to me, and I'm like, you know what? I actually deserve that. I was like a smart ass kid, so I shouldn't have said that one. Like telling him that the things that he did for me as a dad were his job. That was me being a smart ass. Yeah, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so yet, and hit the notification bell. It's funny, right? The feedback. Shout out to y'all for the feedback that I've been getting about Champ Camp, because it's like in my mind, I'll tell you something. I'm so competitive. I don't think people really understand that about me. Me saying before I went, hey, I'm just going to go have a good time. If I do well, I do well. And if I don't do well, I don't do well. But I'm just going to enjoy my experience, network, this, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff. That was me just prepping myself for the potential to lose. Because honestly, I would love to go in there and say I smoked everybody and I finished first. But realistically, I just didn't think that I was going to finish in first, and I didn't. So it was just like, you know, I'm just gonna, like I'm just gonna tell myself that the best I can do is the best I can do, right? So that was that, and honestly, only one man and one woman were finishing in first place. So I didn't know that before I went, but yeah, the feedback I got was like, "You're a champ." Like people respected me for the effort that I put out for flying out there. A lot of the people were from Florida. I'm one of the few people who actually just got on a plane, made that happen, flew out to New York. Like here I am out here in New York, from New York City, flying out to Florida and just not knowing anybody there and just not really knowing what the competition is really truly going to be about and figuring it out as I go along. I did make my mark a couple of times, even though I didn't win. Like I did win a couple of like the mini competitions, right? Even though there's no moral victories, I'm not as unhappy as I was with myself at the time then. And also, like, I reached out to Kara the next day and told her, I gave her my feedback. Like, anytime literally, this is the thing, every time I see her and whatever, I always, like, shoot her a message after, like, right afterwards, tell her about my experience and whatever. And it could just be just because she's a nice person, but she was just like, you did really well out there, and you should be proud of yourself. I do feel like part of that is just her being a nice person, and like, that's like a challenge friend. I won't say like a friend. I'm not gonna go that far to say like a personal friend day to day, but like a challenge friend, like somebody who I see there, and like that's my friend when it comes to the challenge or whatever. But yeah, she gave me good feedback. Like Jordan gave me great feedback. A cool thing that I didn't tell you guys was, but when I was doing the rope pull thing, like the rope pull thing that Jordan beat Josh in. He saw me there, and then there was this big dude who apparently me was from a show. I'll have to find that out later. But anyways, this like rope pull thing, right? And then the guy called me out to go against him in the rope pull, where you stand on this tree stump and you like pull the rope, and whoever falls off is the loser. And I saw how big the dude was, and he's like, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. He's like, remember, he's like, remember when I went against Jordan? Is a big MF, basically. He didn't say MF, but he said words that he said, right? So he said, Jordan is a big MF. And I took him out. So he was just, remember that. So if you see the video of me, which I do have, I have not posted it yet, but if you see the video of me holding onto the rope, and then the big dude gave the big tug. So my thought was let go of the rope and let his momentum make him fall off. So he gave the rope a big tug, and it's hard for me to stay, but I stayed on after he took the rope. And then after that, I let go of the rope, and then he made another tug and he fell off. But then Jordan was like, I saw your idea. I know exactly what you're trying to do. However, you still have to have the hand. He was like, you couldn't let go of the rope until he touched the ground. If you still had the rope in your hand when he touched the ground, then you would have won. Hindsight is 20/20 because I didn't know that rule.